you're tuned in with me, RJ Himani, Adipoli by Sharon Verghese. Well, it is 4:42 p.m. on the clock, and like I promised you, now we have a very special interview. Now, Sanghamitra Bose has penned a book. She's the author of a fantastic book. I've had the chance to lay my hands on the book. I've read a few excerpts of the book, and I'm going to introduce her first for the very first time on Radio Chutney. So, hello, Sanghamitra.
Hi, Himani. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for joining me. And the book is amazing. I mean, even till I kind of took you on air, I was reading some of the excerpts of the book, and fantastic. Yeah. How did you become an author, Sanghamitra? Tell us.
I think by accident. I've lived in Singapore for many years. I have a day job. I work in a global travel management company in Singapore.
Wow.
But writing has always been my passion from childhood, and I've had my stories published in several anthologies over the years. Unbelonging is my very first, very own book, and I'm delighted to be able to talk about it with our Radio Chutney listeners.
Right. Now, unbelonging is a beautiful word, and if you don't know anything about the book, like the first time I got to know it's titled Unbelonging, I kind of, visualized several scenarios in my head about what the book could be about. And when I finally laid my hands on the book and what it was about, and I realized that, oh my God, like you have an umbrella with several issues under unbelonging, where you describe things, feelings, places not belonging to one place, one person. Talk to us about what prompted you or motivated you to write a book like Unbelonging.
So, absolutely, Himani. I think two things. One, that remember, we are going through immense change in our lives nowadays, right? The pandemic has been sort of life-altering for all of us in different degrees. And, that caused, I think it's caused that feeling of unbelonging, which, if I had to define it, it's a state of mind or even a physical state where one is disconnected and feels rudderless. It's a situation or it's a feeling where one is forced to reassess certain elements of their lives which they felt were immutable, and now those things are changing, and it's that feeling. And when I look at it in the against the backdrop of where we live, which is Southeast Asia, again, it's a region with vast diversity in cultures, cuisines, and communities. And through the pandemic, I think every country, every community has responded to this situation in a very different way.
Right.
So, So that was really the sort of, I think, the idea behind putting Unbelonging together. It is a collection of short stories set in Southeast Asia, and through these stories, I've tried to open up this world, this very diverse world of different cuisines, different cultures, different communities to the readers.
Right.
But at the same time, sort of the overarching theme is emotional displacement, which could be caused by trauma or life-changing experiences. And also, every story has a twist in the tale.
Yeah, I can imagine. I want to kind of take our listeners through. I mean, are we allowed to do that, Sanghamitra? Are we allowed to kind of tell our listeners the titles of these stories?
Absolutely.
So, I was going through, there's Identity, of course, which is a post-World War II era of the Japanese occupation. You have a story there. Then there's another interesting story, which is The Victim. There is, I'm not going to tell the synopsis, because I'm going to ask you a question right after I tell our listeners what the 6 stories are. There is one titled Redemption, there is another one titled Dragonfly, there's Unspoken, and finally there's The Aftermath. I wanted to ask you, Sanghamitra, which is your favorite story from the 6? I know they're all personal to you, they're all absolutely written by you, so it's hard to choose one, but still, one जिसे लिखते हुए आपको बहुत मजा आया, you were like, oh my God, like this has really come from the heart.
Actually, like you said, every story is a baby for me.
Yeah.
I think if I choose one, I'd say the one closest to my heart is The Dragonfly.
Okay.
It's the story of love, and it's the story of caring for aging parents who may not be, with you physically, and that's very personal to me. I'm in Singapore. My aging mother is in India, and I haven't seen her for a while. So in that sense, it's very close to me.
Right.
And the story is also set against the backdrop of the Peranakan community. I think our Radio Chutney listeners in Singapore would be familiar with the Peranakans, or we call them Baba and Nonyas in more commonly.
Right.
And they're a fascinating community. I mean, it's a community with mixed Chinese and Malay heritage. They have a rich culture, great food. And I've tried to weave some of their cultural elements into the story. So the centerpiece of the story is a dragonfly brooch. And it's a very common motif in Peranakan jewelry and clothes. At the same time, the dragonfly also stands for change and transformation, and that's the theme of the story. So, that's why it's very close to me. I went through several emotions while writing it, and I hope it resonates with readers as much as it does with me.
Absolutely, I think so too. And with Unspoken, you've spoken about a Eurasian lady in Singapore and her journey in Singapore after having a perfectly married life, and a moment that she has and how it impacts her family. At the same time, you have a story that's based on the infamous Nirbhaya incident in India. So, is there grief in these stories? What are the kind of emotions that readers would go through when they are going through unbelonging?
So yes, I think in some of the stories there is the element of grief. There is the element of just feeling abandoned.
Yeah.
There is guilt. Mm-hmm. There's of course sheer love. There is fear. There's anger. And I think, and I'm not saying that there's one emotion per story, but in certain stories you would go through a gamut of emotions. Like for example, the aftermath story, and I actually wrote that a few years ago when the Nirbhaya incident happened, and it affected me so much. Given that I was living in Singapore, there's not much I could do. I know there were candle marches happening in Delhi, etc., but it wasn't something that we could participate in, and yet I wanted to kind of bring all those emotions into fruition, and that's why I penned the story. But I never shared it. I never published this story because it was still so raw. The emotions were still so raw that I only published it now after 10 years. So yes, I think you go through, and when you read that story, you will go through the emotions of anger, but then also devastation and realization. So you actually go through an emotional journey.
Fantastic.
In that story, yes.
Yeah, there's another interesting story, Redemption, and I don't know, with your permission, either you or me, it would be great if it would be you, if we could read out an excerpt of the book of this story. Do you think that's a possibility?
I would let you read it.
I have read it several times and you have written it several times, so I shall do the honors. All right, so this is a beautiful story, guys. It's the story about a foreign domestic worker who's employed in Singapore, and the sequence of events that unfold as a result of her being treated unfairly. And it's also about the darkness in the souls of the main characters in the film. And I'm going to read out something which I really liked, the way you put it through, Sanghamitra. It really touched a chord. So here goes. Preoccupation or not, the sand did not seem to leave Sonia's side. Over the next few weeks, it appeared with terrifying frequency on her clothes, her hairbrush, her phone cover, and in her food. And always only after she returned with Pia from school. Sonia dreamt of the sand every day. Some nights it was clogging her nostrils, making it difficult to breathe. On other nights it was in her eyes, turning them bloodshot red. It was in her throat, soaking up all of the saliva, turning her mouth dry. It was under her fingernails, in the crevices of her toes, her bum crack, and even in the recesses of her vagina. Most nights she would wake up gasping. Sand, sand, this bloody sand. I just love this excerpt, Sanghamitra. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So yeah, where can people read this book? Now that this book is launched, people who want to go through these 6 short stories talking about different people in different stages in their life, in different geographies, going through different emotions. How can one lay their hands on this book?
Very easy. The book it's a Kindle edition.
Okay.
So, that's the beauty. I think anyone can download it and read it. It's available on Amazon.com. So you can simply go into your country's Amazon website, not your Prime app, but the Amazon website,
Right.
and search for Unbelonging by Sangamitra Bose.
Right.
You can download it. For Singapore residents, though, please visit the US Amazon website to buy.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And guys, if you want to get in touch with Sangamitra, drop her a feedback. Of course, she's on Facebook, Sangamitra Bose, and kind of get in touch with her and give her feedback about the book. Sangamitra, what's next in store? Do you want to reveal? Is there another book in the pipeline, or right now you'll wait for us to devour this?
Please devour this, but yes, one's always writing, and there are, a couple of other things in the pipeline. So stay connected. You can also follow me on Instagram. My handle is I am Sang Bose. So do follow me, and you will get updates on this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to Radio Chutney. I hope you've been listening to some amazing independent music on our station, which is, created by first-time musicians or musicians who kind of also create, write, and compose their own music.
Absolutely, I absolutely love it. And Radio Chutney listeners, please stay safe, stay healthy, and a very happy National Day to all Singaporeans.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Wish you the same, Sangamitra. All the very best. And you know what? Look forward to feeling a sense of belonging with Unbelonging.
Thank you, Himani. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me on.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, so there we had it. Sangamitra, her book Unbelonging is out in the market. Go get your hands on a copy. It's a lovely book, 6 short stories, and drop her a line when you read her book. Alright, stay tuned with